I want to
Sure.
switch over to business. So I'm a business person, when I say I'm a business person, I'm not talking about APSA. I'm talking. I'm talking
Fair
about.
enough.
I'm talking about Carol's Cakes. And
Yep.
I'm just trying to get some more biashara, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily even have the budget. So, ABSA can come, and I know we already do it. We can come and do a bunch of advertising, put in serious money on LinkedIn marketing. But Carol's Cakes she just wants to be visible at the lowest cost possible. So you've said a lot of fantastic things about my personal professional profile. What about my business profile? What's
So
you have for me?
so first you need to create the business profile.
Oh, so
And
so that's different from my personal profile.
yes, the business profile, a company page is different from a profile page. So you as a member have what is called a profile page, but a company or an organization or a business has a company page. If you look at them, even the setup is different. What I normally tell people to look at is if the icon from your desktop is a circle, that's a profile page. But if it's a square, that's a company page. That's a very simple way of kind of telling the difference. But they are different, and they are different because they are set up to work in different ways. So as a company or as a business, big or small, start by setting up a company page and set it up right. Put in all the details, and the platform will guide you on step 1, step 2, all the way to 10 until you have an all-star profile. Once you have the profile up, of course, you still need to have a strategy of who are you trying to target or who are you trying to communicate with, and what content do you have or do you intend to share. For LinkedIn, we encourage grow your community first. Growing your community is important because as you grow your communities, as your number becomes bigger, your organic content is reaching all your followers. Unlike other social media platforms, how LinkedIn platform work for company pages is such that if you put out something organically, the platform works towards delivering that organic content to all your followers, because that follower has made a conscious decision to follow your company page. And before you even buy ads to invite ads to drive people to your company page, you can start off by inviting your personal connection to follow the page. It's a new feature, it was launched this year. So that enables you to, invite at least, if you have 1,000 followers an admin on the page, you can invite all your followers. So once you've done that, then you can look at, running a community, call it a community growth campaign or a follower campaign. So that enables you to grow your community. And when you're running a campaign, the benefits of it is that you're able to target the people who you're actually trying to convert. So say, for example, you called her whose cakes? Karen's cakes.
Carol's Cakes.
Carol's cakes. So Carol's cakes. Let's assume Carol's cakes does pastries for companies, for corporate, like a corporate cafeteria type service. So who makes that decision on cafeterias within the offices? Is it HR? Is it admin operations? Is it the CEO, the MD? So being able to be clear on who makes that decision then enables you to run a campaign to target just that community. So let's assume she's targeting the larger companies with 50 employees. With 500 employees upwards. That's probably a decision that's made by HR.
I was actually going to ask you, so you talked about premium when you were talking about individual accounts. How does that tie in with my business account? Is there a premium business account, or is business standard for kila mtu?
Business is standard for everyone. Everyone can create a business account, and every person can create a business account. So there's no limitations to it. Remember, these premium features are services to benefit an individual, a member. And LinkedIn being a member-first platform, a lot of their products are towards members. So you find all the premium services are attached to a member and not a company, and not the company or the company page.
So does being a premium member give me any advantages on my company page? No. Okay.
Not that I have discovered as yet. I've actually never had such a question, but when I think about it, no.
Okay, so I want to.
There isn't much experience.
It's fine. I've gotten a comment from Catherine. She says, apparently, when you went on mute, when I couldn't hear you, other people couldn't hear you either for some reason.
Okay.
Don't mind repeating the last point you made there around the company page.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run through it just in case, because I'm not quite sure at which point I required.
Okay.
But we're talking about Carol's cakes.
Yeah.
So Carol's cakes, if she's trying to start off, from scratch, the first thing she would need to do is create a page. The next thing she needs to do is, based on her being an admin, she can invite her followers, her personal followers, to follow the company page. So that enables her to start growing her community. After that, what she can then do is to run a campaign to grow her following, while at the same time targeting her potential customer. So she'll be doing two things at the same time. She'll be targeting a potential customer to follow her company page to find out more about what she has to offer. But at the same time, she'll be speaking to the exact person she intends to engage with to close on her product. So say, for example, if she was, her catering business is, office cafeteria for company. Let me now do an inverse in terms of an example of companies that have 10 to 500 employees. So what she would do is set up a campaign to target the decision makers in these companies. So maybe it's the CXO, the director, the CEO, the owner, or the partner in this company. So she can run an ad to target these specific people to come and follow her page, but at the same time, she's creating awareness of what her business is. So when you're looking at, the funnel, the first engagement can be, creating awareness and driving them to her page. But she can then run a follow-up campaign where she's trying to generate a lead to then convert them, because now they know about me, now they followed my company page, then now I can, get their details, probably make an offer, and get them to leave their details so that, a free consultation for your cafeteria, and share your details. So, or give us your details and we'll call you back, or salesperson will call you back. So she can now then, move the customers through that journey. And because you're so very targeted in who you want to speak with, chances are your bots are actually working for you, because you narrow down to exactly who you're trying to speak with.
That's interesting. Two questions I want to ask you, and I encourage the people listening, if you've got, because now we're moving towards the tail end of the session, if you keep the questions coming, and I'll just be picking them up as we go. One, you've talked about leads. First and foremost, tell me if this is a wrong assumption that I have. I find LinkedIn to be primarily a B2B. By B2B, I mean it's businesses selling to businesses. As much as, yes, I'm talking to individuals, but I'm talking to individuals representing a business that I want to do a business with, right? Is that, can we at least say that's what LinkedIn is?
That is part of what LinkedIn is, yes.
It's part of what LinkedIn is. Explain that.
So I'll explain that because it's not exclusively a B2B platform. So it is a B2B platform because businesses have decision makers who sit in particular different roles. So when you're trying to sell to another business, the community, LinkedIn provides the right community for it. However, there are certain products that are targeted at individuals, and as much as you could use a mass market platform, quote unquote, you might probably get better conversion on it. So when you look at an institution that is selling high ticket items, when you think real estate, when you think airline tickets, when you think premium accounts within banks, when you think of investment products. So when you think of products that are targeted at a more discerning professional, then they are also on LinkedIn because they are the same decision makers in this corporate or in this business. So it is B2B heavily, but for a certain category of products. You know, once your product reaches a certain threshold or is targeting a certain audience, even if it is not, it's a B2C product, then the platform is still relevant.
So if I'm selling, I don't know, bespoke suits, for instance, or
There you go.
any stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's where my audience is. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Vera here on the chat is saying that, so she's in the digital space, always felt that I had to share digital related content. However, when I started sharing my interests as well away from my professional life, I found that I got more engagements. Would you encourage that as well?
Oh, yes. So remember, we are all-round people. We're not just professionals. Like, we are really all-round people. So it goes back to the assumption that a lot of people have about the platform, that it's a very corporate, uptight, you know, serious platform, but it really isn't. It's about the same way you would relate in your office space is the same way you should relate on the platform. Do you have a side hustle? Yeah, then talk about your side hustle. Share about your learnings from your side hustle. Did you do something exciting over the weekend that, you know, changed your perspective in life? You know, share that. It just doesn't have to be very core business content. No, we say, so some of the things to think about is, you know, look to educate, look to inform, and look to inspire. All those things are not all book stuff. They're not all straight cutthroat and specifically professional. You can educate from an experience you had at home with your kids or with your siblings. You can inspire from a story, from something you experienced when you're jogging in the morning. You know, you can inform based on, you know, some news item you picked up on WhatsApp. You know, there's different ways of looking at it. So it doesn't have to, it's not purely professional. It's not purely educational content. No, think of it as present your whole self, be authentic.
I see. So it can be light, but it should still be meaningful in some way. So it can't just be, oh, look how beautiful my cup is that I bought today. And that's it.
No, so it's a beautiful cup. You think it will blend well with your office walls or the theme in the office space. Maybe that's something to bring about. So it becomes it's you've thought it through. Like there's something I've picked from it. If you tell me it goes very well with the office theme, then I was like, oh, actually, I could do the same and kind of brighten up the space in the office. Maybe get cups that match, I don't know, the curtain.
Interesting.
But that's
for me, when I go on LinkedIn, my friend, it's
high pressure.
I don't wear suits, but like if you look at my LinkedIn posts, it's like the posts of a guy who wears suits because I feel like I have to be very pam, everything. And so it's interesting listening to you and hearing that I can actually look at it a little differently and think of it as another life learning type of a platform.